Hello, YouTube community. It's that time of year again. No, not that time of year where we spend a large amount of our hard-earned money on material items that we then wrap in cheap paper and exchange with loved ones for a polite yet somewhat unsincere thank you. I'm talking about the Project for Awesome. Now, for those of you who are all like, what's the Project for Awesome? Allow me to elaborate for a bit. The Project for Awesome is a massive 48-hour campaign that takes place every year right here on YouTube. Established by John and Hank Green in 2007, the P4A is when a large part of the YouTube community comes together to promote charities and raise money to decrease world suffering. And that's what I'm here to do. The charity that I will be promoting today is the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Established in 1950, the UNHCR has not only worked to help and protect refugees in over 123 different countries, but they also work to resolve refugee problems worldwide. They strive to ensure that everyone can, quote, seek asylum and find safe refuge in another state with the option to return home voluntarily, integrate locally, or resettle in a third country. This is very important, especially in the current global climate. However, before we can get into what the UNHCR actually does, we must first make sure we actually understand the issue, at least to some extent. Ready, set, go. The term refugee has been a very hot topic throughout the media lately, both globally and domestically. The most specific use being that in relation to the country of Syria. To be clear, refugees don't only come from Syria. There are numerous other countries throughout Africa, the Middle East, and Asia from which people flee for various reasons. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to focus on Syria because it's most likely the one you're most familiar with. The refugee crisis in Syria is the result of the country's engagement in a massive civil war throughout the past 4.5 years. This conflict stemmed from the Arab Spring protests in 2011 against the ruling regime of Bashar al-Assad. These protests were violently crushed by Assad's military forces, and ever since then, a horrendous conflict between pro-Assad forces and Syrian rebels, with ideologies ranging from pro-democracy to ISIS affiliation, have mutilated the country. And when I say mutilated, I mean it. In addition to bombing massively populated cities, Assad has also been known to torture children and even gas civilians. In 2011, the population of Syria was 22.4 million. Since then, over 250,000 people have been killed. 7.6 million people have fled within the country, and 4 million have left the country entirely. However, once a refugee flees a country, it's not all good from there. Most of the time they end up in a sort of limbo where they can't be accepted into the country right away, but can't be turned away because of the refugee status. So they can't be expelled from the country, but they can't work either because they can't be accepted into the country. It's ridiculous. Because of the current unfound distaste for refugees throughout Europe and other parts of the world, some countries have made it incredibly hard to get in. It's because of this that many refugees find themselves in refugee camps where conditions are harsh and resources are limited. This is where the UNHCR comes in. They do so many amazing things to help refugees, no matter what state they're in. Not only do they provide life-saving medical assistance, healthcare, clean water, shelter materials, and even food to these refugees in these camps, but they even help these people rebuild their lives. They help refugees find durable solutions to their situations, whether it's returning to their homeland safely, integrating into countries of asylum, or resettling into a third country entirely. And they do all of this while also providing these people with legal and physical protection. And not to mention the fact that they provide refugees with safe travel, whether it's by land, sea, or air. This is an amazing organization, and I'm only beginning to scratch the surface of all the great things they do for people who desperately need our help. However, the UNHCR is very underfunded. They do what they can, but with the massive influx of refugees within the last year combined with their lack of financial support, it's not enough. That's why I'm supporting this charity. The term refugee is defined as, quote, a person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or natural disaster. This is much different than the terms immigrant or migrant, which are defined as, quote, a person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country. Now, there's a big controversy in the world where a lot of privileged people are claiming that these refugees are nothing but migrants who are here to either take all of our jobs, are too lazy to work, are going to commit terrorist acts, or God forbid, pollute their religious monogamy. Now, these claims are ignorant, unfounded, and hypocritical, but the main key word throughout all of this that we need to pay attention to is person. A refugee is a person who has been forced to flee their own country. These are people. We are all people. And I think sometimes we forget to imagine these refugees complexly. They are not statistics. They're human beings, no different than you and I. They have thoughts and feelings and dreams and aspirations. And there are currently 4 million who have no home. So I urge you to put politics aside and consider donating to the UN's High Commissioner for Refugees to help these people. You may not agree with the politics of the situation, but people are dying and they need our help. So I've included a link down in the doobly-doo where you can make a single donation, a monthly donation, or even a tax-deductible donation to the UNHCR. There you can also find statistics on their distribution of funds so you can know exactly how your donation will be used. I've also included links to videos by John Green, John Oliver, and Seeger Daly, who were all incredible references for this video in case you want to learn more. And finally, I've included annotations and links to the Project for Awesome's website where you can donate to the Indiegogo campaign, watch the live stream, and most importantly, vote for my charity. Seriously, if you admire the UNHCR as much as I do, please go to projectforawesome.com, find my video, vote for it, and then hopefully we can get some money headed their way.
Quick update. So I just found out about 4 days after filming this video that the UNHCR actually happens to be one of the main charities supported by the Project for Awesome. So does this mean that making my video was completely pointless? Not at all. It actually means that half of the money raised within the first 24 hours of the live stream will go directly to the UNHCR. That's pretty awesome. Sure, this may mean that I have a lesser chance of having my video featured on the Project for Awesome website, but it's all about the cause. So go ahead and feel free to vote for my video if you'd like, but I strongly urge you to go to the Indiegogo campaign and donate there. Alright? Cool.
Thank you for watching, thank you for your votes and donations, and DFTBA.